Welcome, welcome, motherfuckers.
How's my shit working?
It is.
Nice, sweet.
Colin, you're back, man. We saw
I
you
am
join
back.
last time and then you left.
Yeah, I was at the parents' house spending some time with some family before we inevitably had to, all isolate ourselves. But yeah. Hey, dinner was calling, so had to hop out of there early.
Well, it's good to have you here.
Dinner was calling. I remember those days.
Yeah, dinner was calling. Yeah, I felt like I was a kid again.
Did they ring the dinner bell?
I wish my mom just screamed at us. That's our dinner bell.
Damn, I miss those days, man. Get that call down for a fucking good ass home cooked meal.
Yeah, and my dad is so good at cooking. Like, we got our meat from an independent farmer up in Wisconsin, further up in Wisconsin, and then he cooks it himself. And I have never tasted anything better. Like, I've been to like good ass steakhouses, nothing compares. It's just, oh, I should probably get him to teach me his secrets because he is getting older.
Definitely. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully, y'all are all safe and not infected. Good news is we can't transmit it via Zoom, so I think we're all good for right now. Just general update. Shipping from China is just generally more expensive than it normally is. If it's super heavy, then it shouldn't be a huge deal. But it's basically just the heavier it is, the price increase is very much based on weight. So there's that. Scotty, what other general updates you got?
So overall, ePacket is still, we're expecting bad delays because the way ePacket ships is extra room on passenger planes just gets filled with these ePacket shipments normally. And there are not many passenger flights going in and out of China right now. So the whole space for ePacket is dramatically reduced, causing delays and obviously huge price spikes as well. Having said that, if you have orders underway, what I'm seeing and hearing is that so far delivery is looking okay. So if you have a bunch of ePacket orders that you placed 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, those should be getting delivered decently on time. So going forward, avoid ePacket if you can, but some positive news coming out of there in terms of packages actually getting delivered that were sent out 2-3 weeks ago.
Word. And yeah, I mean, I've seen some really weird stuff with some of my orders. I've seen, like, especially to some like Brazil, I've been having issues with. One of the packages is super weird. It got shipped from China to Sweden, and then apparently it's going from Sweden to Brazil. So like worldwide, I think, like, generally speaking, the less countries that you can sell to and still, remain profitable with good results, the better. It's just going to cut down on the complications that you have with shipping. I think the best option would be to fulfill from the U.S. and ship only to the U.S. I think that's going to be the most foolproof way. It's going to have the least amount of problems. But yeah, there's a lot of issues right now, but there's always ways around it. There's always ways to
But if you're doing decently well right now, selling only to the US, say you're starting out, you're getting good results only to the US, I would be hesitant to scale internationally right now, just because it adds those headaches. If you're only shipping to one country, you can sort of closely monitor them, but products getting out of China, but the delivery to the end country, of course, is going to depend on the end country. So if you can limit the number of countries you're shipping to right now and still do that profitably with only the US or only US, Canada, then that is certainly better than starting to ship to a bunch of countries.
Definitely. And then other than that, I mean, right now it's just kind of like a super weird time. Um, one of my stores has like completely died off. One of them is fucking doing like really well, like better than normal. I know Scotty's seeing some similar results. It's just like very volatile right now, but it's definitely not all bad. I've seen a lot of stuff about people who are selling like accessories. I've seen a lot of things about those doing really well. People are still buying right now. I think people are buying a lot simply because there's a lot more people on Facebook and on Instagram right now. But I think it is dependent on what you're selling and kind of how you're positioning it. But if you can, if you can tie it into the situation, we talked about that a lot on the last call. Just very simply, I mean, even just in the ad copy, if it's something that you can do at home, mention that you can do it at home. If it's something that, might relieve stress, like mention that and just kind of like subtly hint at, the situation that we're all kind of facing and tie your product into that. I think that's really like the most effective strategy right now.
Yeah, and ultimately it's direct response. So it doesn't matter what you're selling, whatever you put into ads, you're going to see those results like ASAP within a day, 2 days, 3 days. You're going to see what you put in versus what you get out. So even if you're selling travel stuff right now, which is obviously far from ideal, it's probably one of the worst types of products you could be selling right now. You'd think that maybe everyone else has stopped advertising and there's just so much less competition that it ends up working. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but it's worth trying because it's not a guessing game. Like you put in $200 and you see what you get back. So kind of really all the normal rules apply in terms of advertising. And you just got to be super on top of logistics.
Word. All right. Let's go through now. Unless Scotty, you got anything else?
I don't. We got a lot of people here for once. People are
everyone's
in
quarantined.
that quarantine.
All right, let's go to Nathan. Nathan, what's going on with your stuff, man?
What's up? So I had my second call yesterday with Michael King, and we went over a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to be changing in regards to ads. He said the video that I'm using right now for ads to use it as a retargeting instead, and then still like what I said, like what I told you about the first 3 seconds of the hook. Obviously change that to the girl walking away from the camera, create a new hook, which that was, like I told you, that was my plan, and then launch that as a retargeting for view content, and then have a picture of just the product for add to cart retargeting, and then I'm going to be making a completely new video and going through like everything. He said he recommended, so we went on was it AliExpress, and I was able to find the same product for $50 shipped out of the US. So that cuts my shipping time to like 5 days now. I just have to add that to my store. That's what I was trying to do right now. And then I'll probably have that up today. But I mean, I got my biggest order today. Today I did $500. So far today I've done $500 in sales. And my biggest order was today too, and that was somebody placed an order for 4 of them, so that was $400.
Hell yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean that's what I plan on changing. And he also recommended. So I found the main one that I'm selling right now, and then we found another one that I can source for $30. It's not as powerful, but I can sell them. One is the deluxe for like $150, which is the one I'm currently selling. And then one is like the standard at $100. So one I'll source for $30 and the other source for $50.
Got you.
So that's my plan with that. Obviously that huge like sale today made my ROAS look kind of crazy. It's like at like 2.5 or something like that, when it was like at like 1.7. like was like before. So that's really probably what it's more at, because I mean one person placed an order of $400, so that's kind of like skewing it.
Gotcha.
But
Make sure, and this goes for all you guys, but especially where you're at, Nathan, I think it's really important. And I think you might already be doing this, but make sure that you're keeping a log of all the changes you make to your website and to your ads.
Yeah.
I have a log, like a journal that I do each morning. and just take note of, the day before the results then. And then just note down any changes you make, because that way, if you make a bunch of changes and then your results end up being kind of shitty, like shittier than they were, then you can just go back to whatever you had before, and you don't have to kind of guess like, oh shit, what day did I change this? The results started tanking then, like what did I change? You kind of have to like try to figure it out. If you just have everything written down already, then it becomes very easy to see what you've tested and what you haven't. And then, yeah, I think that's super important to be doing.
Yeah, that's I do that. I have my journal that I do every day, and I write down everything I do. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for me. I don't really have any questions, just kind of here. Like I said, I had my meeting with him, have a lot to change, and when I get that up, I'll let you know.
Dope. Looking forward to seeing. All right, let's go to Damon.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, yeah, just to follow up on last week here, I got the product in that I made a couple sales off of about a week and a half ago. Just spent some time this weekend, kind of like you mentioned, just working through the ad copy a bit more, trying to create a stronger hook on that. And, mocked up a video I've been using DaVinci Resolve for it. And just launched those last night. Took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take for the videos. And also found another product kind of in the similar type of space. So worked through that this morning. That'll be launching tonight. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now.
Cool, man. You got any questions or anything?
Yeah, one question I did have, not really related to the site itself, but just currently, like right now, I'm between jobs, so I have a fucking ton of free time. So I've just been kind of grinding with this. But, just in terms of like your overall recommendations for where I should be just putting the majority of my time, I've mostly just been testing as many products as I can and like studying, winning brands and, trying to build on my skill sets, like my video editing, my copywriting. But, other than that, do you think there's anything that I should really be prioritizing right now?
Scotty, I'm gonna let you go first on that one.
It kind of depends on your results, honestly. So when you have a new product or new store, obviously you have to work on everything, but when you're trying to prioritize, I like to look at where do I think things aren't working well. So if you see on the ad front, you see numbers that are way out of whack, you want to work on the ads first. If you see ad costs are fine, but on the actual product page, stuff isn't converting, you want to work on the product page. That's in terms of like actual like application, what to be working on. In terms of like skills, it's just honestly, it's always the big levers are going to be copy, coming up with angles, better ways of presenting your product via words and content. So if you can learn how to make better ads, better content, and better copy, then that's always going to be time well spent.
Yeah, I agree. And I think you could even like, I think the thing that kind of underpins all of that is like human nature and emotions and how people, behave to certain things. I think like that's really the thing that you could spend your entire life studying that stuff and not get even, through all of it. Right. That's kind of the thing that I've been trying to focus on in my free time a little bit more recently, is just thinking about the way that people think and what kind of emotional, what things kind of trigger certain emotions. And just thinking at a very kind of base level of what makes people do certain things. Like, for example, something I've been thinking about like today is, why do people share an ad? If you are paying for an ad to show up on Facebook, some ads are going to get shared a shit ton. And as a result, your ad costs are going to be extremely low, and you're going to be getting, probably pretty fucking solid results if your ad's getting shared and it's getting a lot of organic attention. So I've been thinking about, okay, so what makes people share content like that? Like, what's the real reason? I think mainly it's because they are trying to, get validation from other people or, maybe confirm their identity or present themselves in a certain way to, to the people that follow them on social media, whatever. Just kind of get down to these real base level things and think about how you can use those in your marketing to, make more effective marketing. I think that's a really interesting thing you could spend your time on.
Awesome. That sounds great. Well, thanks a lot for your help, guys. And I'll keep you posted on how this, next launch goes.
Sounds good, brother. All right, let's go to Fabian. Fabian, did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, that's good. So I sort of shut down for basically a brand new store over Chinese New Year and then COVID, etc., and started launching ads again last week. I accidentally forgot to select North America and click worldwide, and got basically to break even over the week, which was nice.
Nice.
Conversion rate, I think, is obviously going to be lower if you target poorer countries, right?
Yeah, generally speaking, if you target worldwide over, US only or, first world countries, you're going to get more website visitors. The traffic is going to be cheaper, but the conversion rate is going to be lower.
Sure. You don't have any sort of stats over worldwide traffic, I guess. I mean, I know, of course, I think you said, aim for up to 5% if you're just targeting, rich countries.
Say it one more time. What do you mean?
So I think in the course of sort of target of, try and get it as close as you can to 5% conversion rate is really good if you're targeting North America. But I'm guessing you don't have similar stats for worldwide.
I wouldn't worry about it like that. Like even just your conversion rate is so dependent on product price and just a bunch of stuff. Like the way it works is like your Facebook ad costs fluctuate a lot depending on the quality of traffic they're sending. So you could be getting a lot of, even just if you've got US, say you've only got US, you could be getting cheap traffic and then a low conversion rate and be breaking even. Then you could triple your traffic costs, but your conversion rate also triples because it's higher quality traffic. So then you stay breaking even, right? So it's like the conversion rate percentage. It's not relevant what conversion rate percentage you have compared to what I have. How I think about conversion rate is more, I have this right now, what can I change? And if I change it, look at the results and does it go up, does it go down? So try not to compare your conversion rate too much to other people's and just sort of look at it over time. I mean, honestly, we do kind of like look at conversion rate too. Like if I launch a new store and it's at 0.5% conversion rate, I'm going to say, oof, we need to increase that. But like US conversion rate versus worldwide, like I wouldn't worry too much about that. What is it right now? Do you know your conversion rate?
Hang on, I had the ads up in the background somewhere. So for the worldwide one, it's, sorry, bear with me. I think it's about 1 in 250. So what's that, 0.25?
Are you looking at the click-through rate?
No, he's looking at the clicks divided by the sales.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh, on Facebook ads.
1 in 250, that's I think 0.4. Yeah, that's 0.4. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously low. That's going to be hopefully higher if you do US only. But if that was break even, then okay,
Sure.
So be it.
I mean, I think generally you definitely want a conversion rate that's at least 1%. That said, you definitely can make it work with less than 1%. I've had a store that's generally operating at like 0.5% conversion rate, but the average order value was high enough. The cost per click was low enough where that was still profitable. So I would say like, yeah, basically what Scotty said, you want to work to improve it, but like don't pay so much attention to that because it's not really like that in and of itself isn't as important of a metric as, actual profitability, which is really the metric that you need to be, trying to optimize for.
Sure. So I have one more question. That's if I really change, say, the product page up, is it worth putting the ads back into the learning phase?
What do you mean?
Well, if I completely change the angle, the copy on the product page itself. But I was still want to target the same interest group. Is it worth forcing the ad back into the learning phase, trying to get a different segment? So,
I've never tried to do that intentionally.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that as much. If you're running at huge scale, you could make an argument that Facebook is optimizing for one type of person, based on all the thousands of purchases you've given it, and now you're changing to target some other segment. So you should change possibly even the ad account, honestly. But you're just testing products, like you haven't got thousands of data points on the account yet. I wouldn't worry about that at all.
okay, brilliant, thanks.
The only thing I mean, have you launched US only at this point?
I haven't actually this past week. I did before, Chinese New Year, and couldn't get anything profitable. There's different ad angles.
Gotcha. The only argument against what you're saying of just keeping the ads the same and changing up the product pages, at the stage you're at currently, you might want to test new angles. You might want to test US only. There's so many things you could test, so you might as well test both at the same time. That's the only argument against it. But putting it back into the learning phase or not is not something I'd be concerned about right now.
Okay, gotcha.
Honestly, the learning phase overall is not something I'd be concerned about while you're trying to get something profitable. Because if you're at break even, like what's the risk of messing up the learning on your ad? You no longer have this ad set that is already breaking even. Like you're not making money off it. So there's no risk of losing the break even ad set. You know what I mean? Whereas if you're making profit from a campaign, you don't want to fuck that up. So that's kind of the difference.
Sure.
Cool. Fabian, you got any other questions?
I think that's everything. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. All right, let's go to Rhodey. Rhodey dyed her hair a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah, I did. Not on purpose though. I bought like a shampoo which made my hair purple, so that was fun.
So what's going on, Rhodey, besides your hair?
Well, I still have blue roll, thank God. With all that's going on. People here suck up on blue roll like no matter what, anyway.
Does Nate even know what loo roll is?
Yeah, I'm completely lost. I have no idea what a...
Yeah, I mean toilet roll. Yeah, that's like the English way of...
Oh yeah, I'm about to go try to get some after this call. I got like 4 or 5 rolls left. I'm kind of worried.
Yeah,
You could just get a bidet.
someone got like an Amazon delivery for like 5 packets opposite, and everyone were looking outside the house. I'm like, oh.
They better lock their doors.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I've been running like a new store. I've been talking with Scotty about it. So my question was to Scotty basically, should I keep like the same ad copy, creative, and interest while running all these 3 product pages, like the angles that we said?
So if you're going to split test pages, you want to have the same copy and creative in all the campaigns. But you might want to test a video like we talked about. And I don't see any issue with testing different copy. Because right now, correct me if I'm wrong, you've tested 1 image and like 1, maybe 2 copies.
1, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
and that worked right away. So there's probably other variations you could make that would work too. So I would test, if you're going to make a new campaign to split test it, I would make probably a video. I'd make a video and I'd make a new copy, and I'd keep the angle the same for now.
Okay, that's for the ad copy, right?
Yeah, so 1 new video, 1 new ad copy. Yeah.
I'll keep one of the creatives because it worked well. So I'll change the other one and do a video, and then change the copy a little bit, I guess, with the same angle.
You could even leave the copy the same, honestly. Like have the same copy twice since it worked. and just have once an image that worked and once a new video.
Yeah, okay. So I'll keep the interests all the same, both of them. Should I change that?
I mean, it was running profitably overall, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And now, are you making 2 new campaigns for both landing pages, or are you just going to add 1 new one?
So I duplicated twice the existing one. So I'm gonna run 3 different ones.
3. What I would do is I would make 3 new campaigns. Same video, same image, same copy in all the campaigns. I'd use the same 2 ad sets that you use now in all 3.
Mm-hmm.
And the links are going to be different on the ads, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, because they're different pages. So for the old one that you ran before, right? The ads you've already run, normally you would use those again with the page post ID so that you keep the social proof, like the likes and the comments. In your case, I would remake that as a new ad. Like just change like whatever and make it a new ad. Change nothing and make it a new ad. So that they all start with no likes, no comments. So it's like an even test.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And let me know if you want me to take a look at it once you've got it all set up. My idea there is probably doesn't matter at this point. You don't have that much social proof. But if I'm testing a new landing page, I don't want to have the old landing page to be using ads with a bunch of social proof, because that's going to boost performance, which is normally what we want. But if we want to test landing pages against each other and the old landing page has ads with a bunch of social proof and the new landing page has ads with no social proof because we have to change the link, that's going to put the new pages at a disadvantage always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'll keep pretty much the copy the same, change the video, and yeah, in all the rest basically the same except on the landing pages. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
I had another question, like general about Facebook, because all of the previous campaigns that I ran, like they were going okay the first and the second day, and after the second day, just completely dropped. And I saw this happening to almost all of them, and I was thinking like, why, like Facebook downgrades basically the campaign, but after the second day, like first and second day is fine. After that, it's like, it's fucked up.
Yeah. I honestly haven't seen that this much recently, but like 1 or 2 years ago, that used to happen a lot. Honestly, the way it used to happen was that the hour you launched something, it would usually get a sale. And like even down to like hours, it used to start really good and slow down day 2 and day 3. The theory is Facebook starts off trying to find the people that are most likely to buy, and it'll show the ads to those people first. And once it runs out of that like tiny super targeted audience is going to buy, it has to widen out to a broader audience, which is less likely to buy. That's the theory. I don't have any suggestions for what to do if this happens, other than just you have to improve your store, your ads, and everything you're doing. If it's only profitable for a day or 2, there's nothing you can tweak on Facebook. There's no setting that you can change to stop this from happening. If it's not profitable for the first week, it's not profitable, you know? Like just because you had one good day or not, like it's annoying because you're like, you get excited and then you get disappointed and it happens again and again. But if it's not consistently profitable, it's not working and you need to change what you're doing. That's
okay, I just wanted
all there is to it.
Why these 2 days basically, because I saw that a lot. And I don't know if that's from the Facebook side, like it sees that it doesn't like the creative for some reason, or is it because people don't engage and it downgrades it because of that? So yeah.
It's also partly kind of like luck, because like these are human beings that you're selling to, and some people just buy. And if like Nathan was saying, somebody bought $400 worth of his product today. Like that's going to spike his ROAS. That's not because of Facebook. That's just like one person decided to buy a bunch that day. And if your store like had one really good day, that's only like 2 or 3 people that happen to buy, you know? So it's that there's like normal variance. There's always going to be inconsistency, especially at low scale, because the difference between a great day and a bad day is 2 sales. Like if you get 1 sale, that's a bad day. If you get 3 sales, that's a great day. It's a very slim margin, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
That's just kind of the nature of dealing with marketing or selling to people, like the human aspect of it. There's always going to be variance in it.
Yeah, I was just wondering if it's something specific, which I don't know, because it was really bizarre to see that all over again.
No.
All right. Okay, yeah, I'll do that and we'll see how that goes.
Cool.
So, yeah.
I really think you've got something with potential here. Your store looks good. People are buying it. It's very congruent with the times right now. I love your name of the store. I really think it could work well.
Cool. Yeah.
Awesome.
When
Brody,
you
got any other questions?
I'm gonna chime in real quick. When you guys were talking about testing different products or different product pages, like A/B testing, did you just make new products? And when you talk about proof, are you talking about the reviews on the product page?
No.
So
She duplicated the product page to test different angle and different copy. So she just duplicated the product page. What we're talking about, or what I was talking about, was social proof. I mean, on the Facebook ads.
Oh, okay, because they're new posts. I get you.
Exactly. So the old landing page is going to have, if you use the same ads, the old landing page is going to have a bunch of social proof, and the new landing page is going to have no social proof, which will probably lead to the old landing page outperforming, even if it isn't actually any better.
So when you're talking about the landing page, you're talking about the ads or the actual product page? When you say landing page?
Yeah, so we're testing landing pages, but there's going to be like 2 different. So say you're testing 2 landing pages with 2 campaigns, right?
Yeah.
If one campaign links to the old landing page and has a bunch of social proof on the ads, like on the Facebook ads.
Okay, but when you say landing page, you're doing, okay, the Facebook
We're
ads.
testing the landing page, but the results of the old campaign with social proof are probably going to be better than the new campaign without social proof.
Okay, I thought you meant, I thought you were talking about product page. You said landing. Okay, I get you now. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. I was just going to throw in some coding knowledge because you can swap around reviews if you change the code on the site. But yeah, sounds like you don't need that.
Yeah, you definitely want to have the reviews on both pages.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You can combine the reviews for products in looks if you have, I think it's if you just have like one of the paid plans. You can like merge products together, and so the reviews will show up on multiple different product pages.
Well, yeah, you can do that in Alley reviews. You just swap some code around in the theme. That's it. So.
Cool.
Do you have this code? Otherwise, I need to do that manually.
Yeah, I can tell you where to put it and what it is. I guess I'll just put it in the chat or message you if you want.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, well, let's go to Isaac. What up, dude? I think you're muted.
Yeah, I was muted. But yeah, not a whole lot. Just hanging out on quarantine. I had a couple of questions regarding like researching my competition. I know you talked about the similar web app, and I've used that, and that's been good for bigger websites, but it doesn't really give data for smaller websites. And I was really interested to see what you guys had to say about, researching competition and similar products and what they're doing.
Yeah, so that's one of the downsides. If there's not enough data, if the website's only been around for a couple weeks, or if there just hasn't been much traffic that's been sent to it, then it's not gonna, the stats aren't gonna show up on SimilarWeb. Other than that, I don't really know I'm sure there are other softwares out there that you might be able to get more information with. But really, like one of the main methods that I like to use for like competitor research is just to search the product on Google and then look at the shopping listings. Like hit the shopping tab and then see what's being advertised there. And then for the listings that are like, stores or brands that aren't like Amazon or, something else, I'll go and I'll search the name of it on Facebook, and then I'll try to find their Facebook page. And then from there, then I'll go into their info and ads tab, and then, go to their ads library, see what they're doing with their ads. That's been really, really useful, because then you can, you're not just limited to searching for the products on Facebook, because the Facebook search is a lot harder to find, stuff than Google. So if you can find them on Google in either Google Shopping or just, in a regular Google search, and then look them up on Facebook, then you'll be able to see, everything they're doing with their ads. What else, Scotty? What else do you do for research like that?
It's a lot of intuition. Like, if you found competitors and you're trying to figure out, are they doing well or not, look if they're running ads actively, look at the Facebook page. Does it have 3 likes or does it have 300,000 likes?
Yeah, the number of likes on the Facebook page is a pretty big indicator.
And how active they are. If they're actively running ads still, that's huge. How long they've been running ads. Although, like, that's deceptive. Some people just launch new ads constantly. But I don't really use SimilarWeb much. Like you said, it can be deceptive. The only thing it's really useful for is if a site has enough data to be on SimilarWeb, that's a sign it's been around for a while and it's doing traffic. That's about the extent of it. The other thing you can just do is look at what they're doing. Like, a bit about marketing. Look at their marketing. Is it good or is it bad? What could they be doing better? What could you take from them and apply to your store to improve your store? What could you do better than them? That's really the main thing, rather than trying to see like how much traffic they're getting, whatever. Because ultimately that doesn't help you,
Yeah. Okay.
Something else to add to that, I was talking to Jason recently, and how he does that kind of like spying or whatever, market research or competitor research. And there's these people that are basically his direct competition. And if you just take a look at them on any given day, you take a look at their site, it's fantastic, it's designed well. You look at their ads, they look fine. But he was like, no, they're losing money. And I know they're losing money because he keeps tabs on them every single day, because it's important to keep track of like their patterns and stuff, because he said they're pulling down ads every single day and they're putting up brand new ones. So they're struggling. So he knows that they're struggling. That's just something to, take a look at, just keep a journal of what your competition's doing every single day.
But again, I would only do that if you're established. If you're running a store that is doing consistent numbers. Like, if you're just getting started, you don't need to know what your competitors are doing day to day. You need to know what your competitors are doing that you could use yourself to get better results.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was talking to Jason, so I mean, he's already like killing it. So
yeah, absolutely.
I found a good way of doing that with AdSpy. Like, found the competitors, then use AdSpy. I can't remember how did I get a trial or something that let you make some searches. So you would get the ads of your competitors, but you get to see the post of the ad, and there you have all the comments, everything people are saying in the ad. So a lot of them were customers that were complaining about stuff, or people making questions about the product. So there you can get like what things you need to clarify in the product page and what things you can avoid, and etc.
Word. Has you gotten any other questions? Anything you were kind of stuck?
That was that.
Cool.
You're still struggling with verification, is that right?
Yeah, that store is gonna get shut down. It's pretty much a dead mission at this point, and it was pretty cool, but that was the first one. I'm working on one of my B.O.S.S builds, which, well, this might actually be something else to speak through. So one of the B.O.S.S builds I picked, or the B.O.S.S build I picked, it's a bigger type store. Like, it's not something that would just have a few products. And I've been working on it pretty consistently. But at the same time, I was really thinking about it last night, and I think I'm going to try to open up like a 1 product store or something with just a few products. so that I can really begin running ads and testing it. Cause this build it's a little bit larger of a store, and I've got the groundwork done. The website's really taken formation, but working through each and every product page is really taken a little bit of time. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Like opening a smaller, like a one product store or something, and then, I can get the website up in a day, fine tune it the next day, and then be running ads, by this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what we recommend anyway. You shouldn't be spending time on more than a small handful of products before you launch a store. I prefer just to do one, just start with one product. If it's a store that is, depending on the situation and the context, like you might want to put more than one product on there. But yeah, I mean, I launch stores with 1, 2, 3 products max just about every time.
Okay. Cause yeah, I don't know what made me think it, but I was journaling last night, and I was like, yeah, it makes no sense to not just open one up and see what happens. Cause with this, I mean, you got to have good work, but speed is kind of everything. And then making the little tweaks at the end. And I realized that I've put in a lot of good work in the last 10 days. Quarantine's a blessing, but at the same time, I'm sitting here and I still really haven't opened it. So
I'd be curious what your reasoning is, why this store needs so many products. Because in my experience, like obviously some are more geared towards having a bunch of products, but to start, you can honestly almost always start with like 1 to 3 products.
Okay. That's something that I've thought. It's the fishing build, and I just like researching my competition, the ones who are doing well just have so much. So I was like, okay,
yeah,
I kind of want to do things.
But you can start with just one, honestly. Start with 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. Put a lot of effort into one. Make the marketing for that great. Launch it, see results, and if it does well, start building out the store. You don't need to have the entire store built up to launch that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, at any given time, you're only going to have 1 or 2 products that are actually going to be popping off anyway. It's very rare that you're going to be running ads to more than 2 products, maybe 3 products max at a time.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. That like I knew there was something about it that I was like, the way I'm going about this is not right. Like it should be a lot different than this, but okay.
Yeah, man. And if any of y'all are ever like struggling with how to think about something, like I think that's kind of what this issue is. It's like a how to think about it type thing.
Yeah, totally.
If you guys are ever confused about stuff like that, just like hit us up, because we can put you on the right track super quick. Because what happens with that is when you're not really sure, you kind of get in the stage where you don't actually launch because you're not really sure what you should be doing, and you kind of do stuff and you kind of get things ready, but then you don't actually foot on the gas, whatever, all in actually doing it. So if you guys have any questions about that, let us know and we'll get you on the right path for sure. All right. Well, Isaac, you got any other questions, brother?
No, I mean, product research was the big one, but that second part really clears some things up, and I'll get it moving with that. I appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. You're very welcome. All right, let's go to the OG, Matthew Kelly.
Hi, you all right?
What up, dude? How's quarantine treating you?
Yeah, I wasn't too well last week, but feeling a bit better now. So I don't know if I did have it, but I was feeling a bit rough. So I had to self-isolate. What you say?
I said, glad to hear you recovered either way.
Yeah, man. So yeah, just been getting back to it sort of last 3-4 days. It's been doing all right, actually, my ads and stuff. Like you were just saying, like I could do like maybe you or Scott just having a look at my sort of Facebook. Sometimes it's a bit like on the ads dashboard. It's like I'm unsure what to do, if you know what I mean, in terms of.
I do. I know exactly what you mean.
So yeah, maybe just like a bit of help in regards to that. But
yeah, we can definitely take a look.
so last week it was, I think, was a loss of like $23, and then the week before was a profit of $140. So I think because I changed a few things last week that might have, or probably did, skewed it a little bit. But I'm still like at that, like I've been getting orders, but I'm still at that kind of, as Scott was saying earlier, the low scale. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like advertising to America at the moment. So, and then using US fulfillment.
Okay. Well, yeah, we can definitely take a look.
I had to put my prices up a little bit last week just to compensate for the shipping. So,
gotcha.
I don't think, I'm looking at my conversion, it hasn't affected it a great deal. So, I mean, it was only like $5. So, yeah. And other than that, I've just been trying to work on my getting better at copywriting as well. Because I think like having this time to think, it was like before it was always a case of do stuff. And it's like it's good to kind of take a step back and try and work on that, because ultimately it comes down to that. So yeah, that's about it really.
Do you have any questions or anything right now?
Nothing as such. Just more like the Facebook ad thing. So
okay, well we'll get up with you and we'll check things out and see what advice we can.
Yo, Matt, launch some 1% lookalikes.
1%.
Yeah, launch the website visitors lookalike. View content or website visitors. Yeah. Either of those. Have you been running mostly the video? No, most of your spend has been for the image, right?
Yeah. So I've had some ads that have been running for about 10 days now, so they're like still profitable. That they were, when we talked about the two ads at the same time. So those ones, but it seems like the photo's the better one out of the two. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Oh, you're doing the 4-corner plus the photo.
Yeah. So two ads within one ad set.
Gotcha.
Creative, sorry.
Yeah, I see it. So what I would do right now is I would launch 1% lookalikes for page engagement. I would launch 1% lookalikes for website visitors or view content. Have you tried some retargeting yet?
I've done a couple of VC, 7-day VCs.
Did those work at all?
No, not really.
Okay.
So
we'll leave that aside for now.
1% website visitors.
1% and page engagement. Facebook page engagement, it's called.
Facebook, and then view contents as well.
Yep.
Yep.
When you're launching new ad sets, make sure you use the post ID.
Post ID. On the lookalikes, or do you mean just in general?
On any ad you launch. Right now, you've got the same ad running, but it's technically two different ads. Mm-hmm. So you've got 6 comments on one and like 12 on the other. If you ran the same page post ID on both of them, mm-hmm. then you would have 18 comments on it, and people would see those comments because you're getting some cute comments and shit.
Yeah. So when you say that, is that is that when I'm making the ad, I need to do it from a different place? Is that what you say?
Kind of. So you could create them in Page Post, but Page Post has been super buggy for me right now. What I'm doing at the moment
within the ad set. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So we used to say like, oh, make it in Page Posts, but right now Page Posts are buggy for me. So what I've been doing is I make the ad once in the ad set, and then when it's running, you can go into the ad set, click on the ad, and then you can go to preview Facebook post with comments, and it'll open up the post, right?
Right.
And then in the URL, you're going to see the ID. If you look at your URL bar, it's going to be facebook.com/number/post/number. And then there's some weird stuff here too.
This is all at the ad level then, we can do this? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if you go to the ad level, you go to the top right hand above the preview.
I'm just having a look now. So you've got ad preview in the top left.
Yeah, turn that on if it isn't already.
Yep.
Then go to the right some more, and you see that button above your ad. And if you click on that button, you get Facebook post with comments. You can preview the ad on Facebook.
Okay, yeah. See post, on Facebook post with comments.
Yeah, that's it. If you click on that, you're going to see the URL at the top.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not entirely sure which of these numbers it is, but the post ID is one of these numbers.
Right. With you.
So try pasting these post ID numbers into the ad level. So when you create a new ad, instead of making it like you used to make it, you're going to go to use existing post and you're going to paste the ID.
Right, okay. With you.
It could be a bit different because you did a dynamic creative. Yeah. I'm honestly not entirely sure how that's going to work, but I could troubleshoot that with you after the call if you want.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll figure it out anyway.
Cool. And that way you just get all the comments on the same post.
Cool. Perfect.
All right. Let's go to Nico.
Okay. How you doing, guys? I've been off for some weeks, but shit with work and the schedule wasn't the best for me, so I've been absent. I don't have a lot of questions. It was more like getting back to be part of these meetings. I've been like changing the way I sell the products because I was previously sending all my traffic directly to a single product page. Did that for like 4 or 5 months. As Jason and I were both selling glasses. So one thing he made me notice was that all the big brands were not sending people in the ads to the product pages, but to a collection page where they make all the sales copy and then have a showcase of all the products. So he gave me a very big hand in the transition to that new model. And what that made me realize is that sending people or sending traffic to a collection page is a good way of A/B testing sales copy, because you don't need to duplicate the same product twice in your store, because that would look kind of weird. So you can make all the sales copy in the collection page and then showcase the product below that. And I've been working with that new model for 2.5 weeks. It's been good. I've been making a little money something that wasn't happening that didn't happen before because I was all the time breaking even. But what the biggest change was that I was able to get an ad set that was profitable for more than 8 days. So it's a good start. One thing that I didn't notice is that I wasn't making any exclusions on the target that I was using. So I was having like a 0.4 conversion rate, and that was like killing me. So yesterday, Scotty sent me his exclusions, and today I'm testing those and working pretty well till the moment. So
I have to see how that holds up, because you know how you get those fluctuations, like, and then you change something, you're like, wow, this fixes everything, but maybe it was just a good day.
Yeah, I know.
I'm really curious to see if that kind of fixes the problem for you.
Well, for starter, it was really good. Like it took the conversion rate to almost 2%, when for the last 10 days it wasn't above 0.7 or 0.6. Yeah. The thing is, I was getting like a lot of cheap traffic, so I had 2 or 3 days when I was making like $200 on a day, and then losing like 50, 60, 70, and again back to $200 a day. Story of life with this store, but I keep pushing.
Nice.
Nico, do you have any questions right now?
No particularly. I may message you later because I want to check something of the copy I'm making. I'm using in those pages. I'm not great at copywriting in English, so I may check that later. But no, I'm good for now.
Cool, man. Cool. Well, let's go to Shin.
Hi, what's up?
What's up, man?
Yep. So I've been recently just working on the ads and trying to improve those. I've been struggling trying to make like a really good hook. That's something that I've been, I think, kind of struggling at for the past week or so.
Okay. Well, I would say, for one, the way I like to think about it is kind of like, what emotion are you trying to, to make people feel? What's going to be effective at catching people's attention is going to be things that they don't normally see. So something that's novel. Okay. Novelty is kind of like the overall general thing that you're shooting for with your hook. Mm-hmm. Something that's going to catch someone's attention that, it's not something they would normally see. Some ways to do that are things that are shocking. If you're selling I don't know, this could be a little sketchy with Facebook, but if you're selling like a health related product, what if you showed some really, disgusting looking pictures of whatever the condition is, if you don't do anything to solve it. Or another thing that really catches people's attention is like things that are contrasting. So like combining two different things that on their own are normal, but when you combine them, it doesn't make sense. Things that kind of like don't make sense and make people curious, like that's really going to draw people in. So there's a few ideas, but that's kind of like the way that I like to think about it. And then really it's just like, you just kind of got to come up with you got to come up with hooks to the best of your ability right now. Test them and see the results, and then just continue doing that, because it's like, it's not one of those things that you're just going to get better at it by thinking about it. You have to do it. You have to make them, you have to test them, see the results, and then use that to inform your strategy. And it's a process. I mean, it's not going to happen instantly, but over time you'll get better at it. And then, eventually you'll be able to make fucking killer hooks, killer video ads, and money will be raining from the sky.
Yeah. And also, what do you do with CTAs? Do you do like straightforward CTAs, or do you do like kind of implying kind of CTAs, like in the all states ads or like that?
Yeah. I mean, excuse me. Generally I do, I do a pretty direct one, like tap shop now to get yours 50% off while supplies last or something. or whatever it is, Tap Shop Now or Tap Learn More, to get yours and do whatever the product, main benefit of the product, stuff like that.
Okay.
Shin, I think you might be overthinking the hook a bit. Like if it's taking you a week to come up with it, like just write a bunch of them.
Okay.
And then filter the question you have to ask yourself, which of these grabs attention the best way? Which of these is going to be most effective at grabbing your target market's attention? That's the best hook. Like it shouldn't take you a week,
Okay.
If it's taking you a week, what it tells me is that you're kind of overthinking it.
Right.
You got any other questions, Shin?
Not for now, I think. And I just want to give a update on SF Express. Actually, I was trying to ship a package using SF Express, and it's taking a bit longer than usual. I think it's taking it's been about 15 days since I've shipped the package, and it's not even on a plane yet. So
Got you.
Wow.
it might just be an extreme case, but I mean,
How are you shipping that? Is that ordered from a supplier or Valley?
No, I have my mom ship a package from China once every month, pretty much, just to make sure if F Express or ePacket and everything's working. It's just
Interesting.
it's just my way of testing, see which carrier works the best at the moment, and
Dude, the boots on the ground strategy, I love it.
yeah. It seems to me that SF Express is probably still the one that's working the best, but it's still kind of finicky. Sometimes it works really good. Like last month, it took about 5 days for the thing to arrive, but this month it's just taking half a month, and it's still not seeing any updates.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that honestly sounds like it's stuck somewhere. Like that's not a delay. That's someone put it in a fucking box at the post office and hasn't finished it since.
That's probably the case. I mean,
Yeah. Well, thanks for the update. I think I think what you said is pretty accurate. SF Express, I think, is still the best way to ship things. At least shit that's not super heavy. That's the general consensus we've been getting from our agents.
yeah, it's I think it's 300 RMB for 1 kilograms. Then after 1 kilogram, it's really expensive. I think that's what their pricing is.
Yeah. So yeah, shipping out of China, not ideal, but I don't know. I think we'll start to see some improvement, hopefully, within the next like month. I don't foresee this, improving super well immediately, but
the thing is, it hits everyone too. It's not even drop shippers only. Like if you're ordering in bulk, you're having exactly the same issue.
Yeah.
Like the only people that aren't affected by this right now are the people that have loads of inventory. Like how long can that last? Are you going to have 5 months of inventory in the US consistently if you're doing large volume? Like you got to tie up a lot of money in that. So like even the big brands that most of them produce in China, they're going to have to be placing bulk orders. They're going to be hit with that too. Their margins are going to take a hit just like everyone else's.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Sure. All right. Colin.
Oh boy, is it my turn? So I mean, things have been going great for me. March has been my best month in terms of ROAS. Last week, averaging 3.5. Week before, 3. It's all been going really well. Hell yeah. I'm just just slowly scaling things back up. Trying to optimize things on the back end because I realize that's where a lot of my sales are going to come from with this shit. Also, got an order. I think I posted in here about it, but got an order from a member of the Saudi Arabian royal family. That kind of blew my mind a bit. I did the research on it, and it's actually a dude that lives in the Saudi royal family. I'm like, oh shit. Gotta make sure this one looks extra nice. My biggest order to date, to be totally honest with you.
That's sick.
And I have like a bundle app. He didn't even use that. He just straight up ordered a bunch.
Dude, can you imagine how absolutely nuts that guy must go with online shopping?
Yeah.
Like, probably just pulls up a website and is just like adding just random shit. He's not even fucking looking at the product description, the price, or anything. He's just fucking, oh, that looks cool. Okay.
Hell yeah. I mean, when you got the money, who cares?
That's the Facebook targeting option I'm waiting for. Saudi Arabs and oil sheiks only.
Billionaire oil princes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to just target his IP address.
Get a lookalike of those going.
Yeah, exactly. Track them all down.
Share it in the group.
What's that?
Find it. Share the IP address in the group if you find it.
Yeah, exactly. Give me some of that oil money. But things have been going great. I'm hesitant to try new ads because I already have things that are working really well. I know I should, but
Definitely should.
Yeah,
you don't have to mess with anything that you have that's currently working, but yeah, definitely keep testing new creatives, new copies, new angles.
Yeah, it's not so much me. Well, okay, it's just my time allocation because I'm looking into other forms of traffic as well. I've tried Bing ads, they suck. I've tried Snap ads, they suck.
I've heard Bing ads. I forgot who it was. Someone was telling me that they were fucking banking off some Bing ads.
Oh, they blow for me, so I don't know. I Google ads was fairly good for me, but yeah, Bing was just. I didn't get one sale. I spent like 100, and got absolutely nothing from it. Maybe I was doing something wrong, but I don't have the. I'm not going to learn it. It's not. I didn't even like their platform or whatever. But I've been looking to more organic types of traffic as well, investing in that for the long term.
Are you running much with completely broad targeting, no interest, no lookalike?
I tried that. It never got break even. It got close, but it never got break even. Never got consistent.
Is that worldwide? Worldwide traffic?
The broad that I was doing?
Yeah, or just general what you're doing.
Oh, what I'm doing now is all e-packet countries.
Gotcha.
I just Googled e-packet countries and added those to the list.
You might want to try a broad US only.
Broad US only?
Yeah. I think that could be an audience worth testing for you because it's such a, I mean, like anyone could be interested in your product. It's not a niche product in that sense.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I've been seeing that's working really good for people with similar products.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out whether or not to target people that are currently using Wi-Fi because I'm in the Ads Alchemist Discord and they were talking about that. I don't know. It really narrows down the audience a lot when you just target people on Wi-Fi connections. It makes sense. Like they'll be at home, they'll be in more relaxed setting. They won't just scroll right past it. But I'm not totally convinced because I tried that and it didn't really work that well. But
it's one of those things like that's not going to make your business.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I guess it doesn't.
I'm at the point where I can try these little tactics because I mean I've pretty much got the pillars down. What's the word I'm looking for? Foundation, something like that. But yeah, just trying to find different sources of traffic. I have a few out there ideas for free traffic. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Cool. Keep us posted.
Oh, and yeah, definitely. And I think I might have told you, Scotty, about that bidet idea I had to sell bidets to people. Yeah, that fucking fell through. Good luck finding a bidet supplier. Oh, just no profitable suppliers. Because all the suppliers are like, ooh, I can charge more for this. So, no.
Yeah. I also think just for like, toilet paper is such a weird thing to be panicking about.
Yeah, it's like coronavirus is a respiratory disease, not an ass disease. So, but yeah, I have a different side project going. Always keeping up with side projects. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Everything's going well so far.
Cool.
I kind of like that everyone's trapped inside looking at Instagram.
Are you still running this pretty much full time? Or are you applying for jobs and working?
Oh, no, it's all full time. I've not even checked my Indeed for months.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Word. All right. Let's go to Omi.
I'm gonna leave, guys. See you later.
See you, Nico.
Hello.
Hey.
This call has really been encouraging because for a while I stopped doing stuff. I reached out to you, both of you, and Scotty, just to see what was going on with shipping. So it's really nice to hear that what other students are doing and how they're faring. So I wanted to ask a question about research. Like when do you really know that you've gotten all that you need to start to write the copy and stuff like that? Because it just seems like when you go on Amazon to look at reviews and stuff, and then maybe you're looking at forums and stuff, it just seems like it's one big rabbit hole. You just keep going and going and going and going. It's like, oh, when do I actually stop and start to do some writing and then putting stuff together?
I can barely hear you. Can you like get closer to the mic or something? It sounds like very muffled.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I said with Amazon, with research, I've just been wondering, like with having a lot of reviews to go through on Amazon and then looking at forums, if since it's relevant to my niche and the B.O.S.S field that I'm working on, when do you really know that it's that you've gotten enough out of what you're looking at to be able to say, okay, now I can write the ads and then the product page and everything else that needs copy?
So I would say for one, I don't necessarily think of it like that. I think that's definitely an important way to think about it. But I mean, the way that I think about it is there's never a point where you know enough, because you can always find out more. There's always more research to be done. That's not something that you should do once and then never do again. It's something that you should continuously be doing. So I'd say that's the first thing. The second thing I would just say it's kind of just based off of like, can you put together a compelling piece of marketing with your knowledge of that market? If you're trying to put together the marketing, and I think a really good way to figure that out is if it's taking you a really long time to put together the product copy, or if you're, really struggling with an angle to come up with or something like that. And that's probably a pretty good indication that, you need to do more research and figure out what it is that people really care about. There's a lot of questions that you can answer in, we have those all in the program. I think that's a really good place to start, but I would just say overall, it's just kind of like you basically need to get a basic general understanding of the entire market, the people in it, the type of product that you're trying to sell them. And I don't know if there's like a point where you're like, you've done enough per se. It's kind of like it's hard to define because it's not really like a measurable thing.
Yeah.
After a while, you'll kind of get a sense of like, oh, I've seen all this before. If you're reading reviews and you're like, there's nothing new here, I've seen all this before. You read 5 reviews in a row where you're like, I've read all this before, you're probably about ready.
Oh, all right, that makes sense, because it just seems like an endless rabbit hole, like a cycle. You just keep going. Okay, that makes sense.
It kind of is, honestly. But at some point, you just have to write it.
Yes, definitely. Then with the products, for example, since we're sending products that we don't necessarily, I wouldn't say have access to, because I know one of the advice that Nate has given is, if you can order the product, but given everything that is going on right now, I don't know, it might be difficult to maybe get the product and then see how fast it gets here. It might take too long, but with the product description, do you ask like the supplier for like information like about how they manufacture the product, maybe what they use, how they do it and stuff, just to give you a good idea of what to put with, when you're writing out the copy for the product and stuff like that? I don't know if that question is clear. I don't know if it's clear.
I think I know what you're saying. So I would say, like, generally no. I'm not going up and hitting up suppliers and asking about their, the manufacturing process of their materials or whatever. It's hard to do that unless you spoke Chinese. It would be very difficult to communicate with like 90% of the people you'd be communicating with. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the background.
Oh, sorry about that.
You're good.
Let me just move to somewhere else.
What else was I gonna say?
You said you weren't going to hit up like the Chinese
Yeah.
suppliers.
So basically, what I was gonna say is like the products that you're selling aren't gonna be, for the most part, and they really shouldn't be. I think you really want to try to sell products that are very simple in the sense that they don't have a lot of complex moving parts. There's not a lot of, I guess, places where things could go wrong. The more places where things could go wrong in regards to your product quality, the more refunds you're going to have, the more problems you're going to have in general. So I think you kind of want to try to stick with products that are going to be simple in the sense that they don't have a lot of potential issues that can happen with them.
Okay. So basically, like marketing angles is just like you're always talking about, like with the copy section. You talked a lot about like human emotion and stuff like that. So basically, we focus on getting like your angles to to differentiate yourself from competitors from, by speaking to their emotions in a different way or something like that, like in ways that they haven't been spoken to or something like that. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Was there a question? I felt like there was going to be a question there.
Okay, I thought I actually asked it. Maybe you didn't get it. Okay. What I'm saying is, with a product, you're selling a product, they're competitors that have their own product as well. So like, what are the ways that we can really, I'm saying like, I don't know, maybe I'm confused with the question as well. So like, what's the point of differentiation when we're trying to sell? Like, we just focus on, talking to speaking to their emotions or something. I don't know, like what you get from what they're saying. I don't know if that makes sense. That's
like you're confused kind of how to turn the research into like, the final product basically.
Yeah, like how to, like, I'm just wondering if, since we don't do, the way I learned copy, maybe it's because I've actually, I studied copy a little bit before I actually joined, the program. So, the way I was taught is you have the market research where you're looking at what your customers are saying and stuff like that, or what customers in the market, customers that buy those kind of products are saying. Then you look at competitive research, and then you have the product research. So in our case, because we're drop shipping, we don't necessarily have we don't have access to asking about the whole process of how the products are made, because sometimes you hear, oh, you can actually get a big idea from just the product research. So I'm just saying, since we don't do product research, I guess we get all the differentiation from maybe the market itself. Does that make sense now?
Yeah. So I think I kind of understand what you're asking. So basically, I mean, what you're trying to do is you're trying to put together marketing that is compelling. You're trying to make something so compelling that someone's going to be like, wow, I need to buy this right now. It doesn't, like, in terms of like differentiation, you're not going to get that differentiation from the product itself, right? Because you're dropshipping a product that just about anyone can dropship to if they want to. So you're not going to be able to get the, an unfair advantage or an edge on the product itself. Where you get the edge is from the kind of like putting the entire formula together in a way that really resonates with people. So the product, but also what's the angle, right? And the angle is, you can get that from, I think the easiest way is from your research about what people are saying about these products. Why did they buy the product that you're selling? And then, I mean, I don't even think of things like, in order to be profitable, you don't have to do something that's completely different from what everyone else is doing. You just need to be doing something that's different enough for people to actually pay attention, and then also done, very well so that it's compelling.
Okay. Yeah, you actually understood what I said. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any other questions right now, Omi?
No, that's it. Thank you very much.
Awesome, you're very welcome. All right, let's go to Austin.
Hey, how you guys doing? Just new. I'm new to the program. Actually, I actually just got the builds. So I don't have too many
Welcome, man. It's
questions
great to
yet.
have you.
Yeah, thank you. I thought I'd just, eavesdrop on what you guys were saying, see if there's anything I can learn. I'm fairly intermediate with dropshipping e-commerce, so whatever you guys were talking about, I just wanted to see if there's any issues that you guys were going through that I maybe went through, and had any answers to and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all.
Awesome, man. Awesome. You anything come up on this call that you noticed?
I mean, not too much. Really. I mean, I got some stuff from like the angles you're talking about to hit like right now about, relieving their stress and doing things at home. I also never really kept logs of the changes I made when I was doing e-commerce, which is something I definitely, should do. But that's pretty much it.
Cool, man. Cool. Well, it's great to have you, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you're able to do, especially if you got a little bit of experience coming in.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Cool. Hit us up on Slack if you need anything, if you want us to look at an ad, a product page, or whatever.
All right, yeah, most definitely. Thank you.
Cool. Well, I think we've gone through everyone now. Any of y'all got any questions that you thought of while someone else is talking?
Yeah. So I thought it was. I just noticed this. I looked at that order that was placed today, and I noticed that they didn't. So I have the discounted pricing table on my site, and people have used it because, like, just for instance, somebody used it yesterday. This person placed 4 orders. They would have gotten 20% off. They would have got it at $320, but they didn't. And I was like, that's odd because it came in as $406 was their total after paying for shipping, but they just didn't use it. And I was like, that's odd. I've never like seen somebody place like that many and not use it, because the people who've placed 2 have used it, but I don't know if it just didn't pop up for them or what.
It should automatically apply.
Automatically, yeah.
And it must have not worked. That happens.
Oh, I mean, I guess I still got the sale, which is cool, but that, I mean, like that's the first that's happened, because with the other people, yeah, I mean, it's just automatically applied. And I've like gone through when I first launched this, I went through the checkout process myself, and it automatically applied. So that's why I was like, that's odd. But
test it yourself and see. Maybe it works for 3, but something happened with 4. Maybe there's something you can change in the settings. But I'd probably refund them the difference and just send them an email, because they'll be very appreciative of that.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it was because when I'm looking at the conversion rate here, and it said that it was over Instagram. Maybe that's why. I don't know if that would change anything, but
no, that shouldn't have an effect.
Okay.
But I've seen that. Sometimes it just doesn't work. It doesn't apply in their cart. And the problem is, if it doesn't apply in their cart, there's nothing they can do to get the discount.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and give them an email. Let them know I'll refund the difference.
Yeah, you probably want to bump your price a bit, honestly.
Probably.
Probably want to test bumping your price.
That's what I said I'm going to do. I'm going to raise it from $100 to like $150.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the second question I had. So I found like I said, I found that product on AliExpress shipped from the U.S. and it's actually gonna save me $15 per product, shipping it from the U.S. from that supplier. But my problem is when I imported it from Oberlo to my site, I started making it yesterday, and you know how like you get to like choose the color and all that stuff. Well, it says the ships from, and I don't want that to be like, I don't want that on the page. Does that make sense? And I don't know how to take the ships from off.
Let me see. There's a super simple solution that I can just send you the link to. It's like,
and you can take it off. Yeah, it's from the product. I remember I had this issue as well.
Yeah, you go to the product variant.
Just delete the variant, I think.
Either it's delete the variant or delete all the options.
Yeah, delete all the options.
The options, that the shipping option. There's like color option or whatever size, and that's if it has like 2.
Okay, yeah, I'll look at it again, because so you know how I told you I'm going to go with the deluxe and then the standard at different pricing. well, the standard ships from China still, and then now the deluxe is shipping for the United States. So one of them says like ships from United States or ships from China, and it allows you to pick that and then the color. And I really just wanted to pick the color because they come in the same colors, but one of them's shipping from the US, one of them's shipping from China.
Yeah, you just got to delete that that entire
See, I tried to do that and it just deleted the product because I went into like the edit the variants.
Yeah, no. Now you have to go to the Matt Kelly might be the last one to have done that. You just remove the options within the variant type, right?
You might have to go to a drop down that says edit options, and then you take it out from there.
Yeah.
I think that's how I did it. I remember.
Dude, if you type into Google Shopify remove ships from is the first thing that pops up. It's super easy to do. I just don't know exactly which place it is.
I was like looking at it like literally I still haven't like fixed it, and I was like I looked at it for like forever last night. I was like I don't know. I'm probably just like overthinking it, overlooking at it, but like I like kept trying to do the edit variants and or was it might have been edit options, and then it was just deleting the variant, and I was like okay, that's like not working.
I'm sending it to you right now on Slack.
Okay.
Should be edit options.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at it. I appreciate it.
All right. Anyone else? Any other questions?
I mean, I think someone's asked this before, but I don't remember quite honestly. Since I've been trying a bunch of different traffic resources or sources, I guess, like what's everyone else tried? Essentially, is my question.
I like Facebook.
Yeah, I heard Facebook's pretty good. I hear that they have a lot of people on there.
Colin, have you tried YouTube?
Yes, I tried a video ad. Didn't do well, but I think it was because of my fault. I think I might have targeted too specific. So I will be trying that again, but I did try it once.
Yeah, I have a video ad ready to test on YouTube, and I just have not gotten around to it. But yeah, I've heard good things about YouTube.
Yeah, if you do it, if you can nail down like, see, it wouldn't work for me because mine's too general. But if you can nail down, I think this was an Alex Becker video. He said that what he does is he finds like videos that have been uploaded within the last week that are big channels, and then he just runs his ad on those videos and then switches it up, I don't know, every few weeks, just so you get that fresh views. Because I mean, what is it? A YouTube video gets most of its views within the first like few days. So if you're advertising on videos, just generally, you probably won't get as much hot traffic or, people that aren't as interested.
Yeah. So the way I like to think about the whole traffic source thing is like, so for context, like I used to do Instagram influencers a bit. I barely do that now. The only thing I do now is I have some affiliates for some of my stuff. So for my brand, I'll have like a couple affiliates, and also one of them's done really well. The rest are like marginal. But of course, if you get an affiliate, pay them 20% commission, then that's a lot of profit for you. So that can be great. But like Facebook has so much traffic, so much potential traffic. If you can just figure out that one source, Facebook and Instagram, you don't need anything else. You're going to have all the money and all the traffic you're ever going to need if you can really figure that out. Now, could there be somewhere else where it's maybe easier, or maybe a nice supplement, or maybe to diversify and lower your risk if something happens with Facebook? Sure. But like, I'd rather focus all my energy on Facebook rather than diversify at this point. Because if you can figure out Facebook and some shit hits the fan and Facebook doesn't work anymore, Facebook goes down or whatever, if you were able to really figure Facebook out, you're going to be able to figure out another platform. Because the people using Facebook right now and the people using Instagram, if those platforms disappear, they're going to be using the new platform. People are the same. So if you can figure out how to market on one by putting all your effort into it right now, I think if it goes to shit, you can put all your effort into something else and figure that out too.
All right.
That's kind of like personal philosophy.
I feel that. I feel like I might be too greedy just to do that. But I mean, yeah, Facebook is my main focus. But Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's, because I mean, there's so many traffic sources out there that a lot of people aren't even thinking of. I've got something in the works to do a different variant of what I'm selling to TikTok influencers to appeal to like really,
Nice.
well, whoever's on there.
What about offline marketing? Let's put some ads in newspapers.
Yeah, let's get those classifieds going, boy.
I was looking into that for some niche magazines for a while.
Yeah, affiliate program's good though. I considered doing that. I don't know if mine would work as well. I know if what I'm thinking about the product you're talking about, then yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
That makes way more sense. Plus, yours is you do a subscription for yours, right?
Yeah, although most people don't have a subscription, it's just a one-time.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, I gotta get like a more niche store. I mean, this shit's good, but it's too broad. It's too general.
Pros and cons. If you can get that broad targeting working, and then all you have to do is improve your product page, boost AOV, sell on the back end, and make killer video ads, and then you're set. Like, forget targeting, forget most things on Facebook. Just fucking set it to broad, scale it
broad
up.
targeting.
That's the one. Like, I think that could work really well with viewers if you get some data on it because it's so broad.
Yeah, I got it nailed down. Well, it makes sense now because my best performing audience is a 2 to 5% VC. So yeah, the broad does make more sense.
I've got this kid I'm helping with his ads and stuff. He's doing pretty well selling similar products to you, and he insists on naming his broad targeting as no interest ad sets. He insists on calling them Money Machine. He refuses to call them anything else than Money Machine.
Yeah, I might adopt that naming scheme. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, I should try to get broad targeting down because my initial trying to get into like niche different people didn't work too well. So
yeah, I think that's a different store if you're trying to go niche.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what else I kind of want to add more things onto the store as well, just to like supplement, add-ons, increase the AOV because I have increased the AOV. When I started, the AOV was like $17. It's up to 30 now. So slowly
that's
been
pretty
working
crazy, honestly. For a product your price, to get it up to 30 is good.
Oh yeah, I've just accepted that people that buy one of them, I'm just gonna break even on, and that's not where I make the money.
Yeah.
For me, it's all the back end.
Maybe take some tips from you on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Severely neglect the whole AOV boosting thing.
Yeah, I was talking to Jason about, and he basically number shamed me and was like, "You got to get your AOV up." So I've been working on the back end and the offers. I just can't, and I use Sweet Upsell. I just can't get it to fire. It never fires. It never works for me, no matter what I try. So I've just dropped it and used something else.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a sale with the Sweet Upsell yet either.
Yeah, I know I've had like well enough orders that qualify for it, and it never fires. So
like never.
Same for me.
That's a setup issue.
Yeah, I just decided I just scrapped it, and I put the upsells on the order confirmation and other. I was able to I'm working on something to get something on the add to cart page, just like custom code it. But
did you ever hit up their support? Because I know their support says like if you get 25 orders and you don't get an upsell sale, hit us up.
Yeah, I saw that too, but I just said fuck it. I had a few other ideas I wanted to try that I feel would work better than an upsell, like the order confirmation and what I'm going to do with the custom code on the add to cart page.
Gotcha.
So, I figure I have a coding background. Why the fuck am I not? Why am I not using it? Why am I paying other people to do code for me when I know how to do this shit? So
fair enough.
All right, y'all. Well, I just cut the shit out of my hand with a metal Amex credit card, trying to fucking tear it apart. So I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go wash out this fucking cut. And
everyone's the whole world's going to the shit with coronavirus, and you're gonna bleed out. Nice.
Yep. I took the easy way out, man. I couldn't take.
Cut myself on an Amex. That sounds like a rap lyric.
You want to see it? It's pretty fucked.
Wow, fancy.
I can't believe this thing just fucking cut me, dude. What the fuck?
First world problems.
Yeah, right. Sorry, I got a new one in the mail. We're straight. All right, ladies and gents. Same time next week. Well, maybe not the same time, or not next week. 2 weeks.
Yeah,
You know what I
neither
mean.
of those things. Yeah.
We'll see you on the next call. Hit us up in
He's
Slack.
losing blood quick. Give him some slack.
Yeah. Hit us up in Slack this week. And keep your fucking head up. Wash your hands. Try not to let this coronavirus shit make you go insane. And don't cut yourself within fucking Amex. That's my parting advice for the day.
Oh yeah, solid advice.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
Peace.
Later.